Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. This is Jason with CasualT Gaming. We're back in our free game or free play game. The girls are definitely awake upstairs with mom, so I'm sure you guys can hear them in the background. Sorry about that. Otherwise, though, we're back with our game here where we have set up a line to Corpus Christi for both the passengers, and I don't think, we haven't set up the line for the construction materials yet because, oops, we're running a little short on cash. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the game running, and let's hope that we can get some cash in that way. And we'll go ahead and set up the line, and then we'll eventually put a train on it. So we are definitely starting to see some money coming back in now that we've stopped buying so many trains. But we'll give ourselves a little bit of time to let this balance hopefully increase significantly, and then we'll be able to afford our train to Corpus Christi. This is one of those things that you do worry about when you start playing this game, that there's the large potential of going bankrupt fairly early on. I've played another free game after I started this one where I had a little bit more success, largely because I didn't do quite the kind of infrastructure spending on the long lines with good supplies, and I focused instead more on moving people. Specifically between cities, nearby cities to get started, and then extending that line out, and then that network. So kind of having more of a main line through the map, and then a branch out from that location. So if we are unable to make any money here, we might have to resort to that. Another option we have is this construction materials factory is very underutilized right now, and what we might do is we might take one of these trains, which is making us money, but we may utilize it in a slightly different manner. We might say have one of these trains, the train from here, drop off at Gilbert and then go on down to Nashville, just because it looks like Nashville is getting more stone than it needs, really. And again, stop worrying about trying to ship goods so much as we can ship people and sell one of these trains off. And we're at 1.3 million, which unfortunately is not even close to getting us a new train. But what if I were only to purchase a couple of 1.3 million would get us a couple of Pudilov cars, and then I could reuse one of these, reuse this engine. In fact, that's what I think I'm going to do. After this drops off here, I think I'm going to send him to the terminal, and that way we can use his car differently. What if I were to 2.4? That's not bad. We'll go ahead and 2.1, we'll do that, and we'll put it on the Corpus Christi to Gilbert train. And we already have people who want to get on the board that train, so that's wonderful. Oh, I did the wrong thing, didn't I? I'm not trying to make it a passenger train, which I already have. I'm trying to make it a freight train carrying construction goods, which is state cars. No. And we'll get that, and we'll put it on the construction train line instead. see, what terminal did it put it on? Oh, we don't have any vehicles over here. To take the goods out of the tram or out of the train station. And, well, we'll just let the train run. Another new airplane is available. That's interesting. Not for us right now. We definitely do not have the money to support an airport or an airline. Yep, our passenger train is making us some decent money. Our construction plant is starting to ramp up a little. That's good. Now that we only have one train running this line, let's go ahead and add back a few cars to it. Oh, nope, we apparently just had maintenance costs come through, so we lost quite a bit of money there. And we'll have this train turn around hopefully pretty shortly. Otherwise, I'm going to have a problem where I need a stop. All right, so 19, 20. That's not huge, but it is something. It's a start. The passenger lines are doing pretty well. Let's mute that for a moment. Corpus Christi construction, yeah, that makes sense. There's not a whole lot of stone or construction materials on that train, and it is deadheading all the way back. And then obviously these two trucks don't have anything really to distribute, or don't have much to distribute. The Corpus Christi tram has 5 people on it. Well, hopefully that'll increase as we start getting this train line busier. And also as, oh, we've got a weird loop thing going on with the tram line. I hate it when it does that. Uh-oh. Who do we have running into whom? Ah. There we go. We have a lot of demand to go to Corpus Christi, which makes sense because it's a nice big town. Not as much demand coming back from Corpus Christi. Speaking of, where is that train? Ah, there it is. So yeah, not a huge fan of the way we have to do that crossover, but it allows us to double slip switch, so do what you gotta do sometimes. And I do like the look of the little underground passageway. People can walk under and whoop, here they pop out on the other side. Okay, so we are a little cash starved with this this episode. So what we might do is we might, now that we're making some consistent money based on these trains running profitably now, what I might do is I might kind of pause the video here and let the game run for a little while. I might even turn the date and progress off so that it doesn't continue to advance the calendar, and we just let it go ahead and let it run so we can build up some cash. Alright, so let's knock the date to nothing, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, we're back, and I couldn't resist. I had to tinker with the train, with one of the lines while you guys were gone. So up here in Newport News, we had the old trucks from the farm to the food processing plant, and then food processing down in Newport. We weren't transporting nearly enough grain, so I decided to just put in this really short-legged train track. Is it efficient? No, but theoretically at some point I could link up this farm as well with, trucks or something to deliver here. But for now, this farm is producing more than we need for Newport News. And now we're finally getting to the point where our food factory is doing quite well. In fact, I'm planning to double up this train just because I see that we still have no stored grain and all of our production is being shipped out. Newport News does want 85. We're shipping approximately 83. And a large part of that, it feels like, is a lack of production. Because look here, production's slipping again. So we're probably going to want to be able to provide more than what Newport wants. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to actually double up this train if I can afford it. And I can, thankfully. And this is where we're going to need to put in some signaling. Some one-way signaling specifically. We're going to say wait. And then go. And then here, here. Here and here. 1/3 of the way down. And then wait. So that should hopefully allow this train to come out since it's cleared the signal. And then you should hold up here while this train gathers all that grain. Good, it's working like it should. We might even need another train. We're still getting to 0 before the next train arrives. That's interesting. And our grain line's already making us some money, so that's a good sign. Now Newport should be, yep, at 100% on grain, on food. That's wonderful. There, it's 0% on public destinations. We might want to consider putting in a bus or tram system here in Newport News, especially since we now have a line to Corpus. We might want to hook these two cities up. Let's see. Where do we need to be more concerned with emissions to the south, so I think our rail line is going to go up north. And I do want the city to kind of grow in a more square manner, so let's give them that suggestion. There we go, and we're going to want to put tracks on this outer, well, maybe not. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to lay out the tram system yet, so let's focus on getting, we have 8 million, yes, it's all loan, but let's go ahead and focus on getting the train line set up over to Corpus Christi, which cares not about food, nor does Gilbert. Nashville, on the other hand, does, but I don't think the freight train that we're running with the construction with the side stakes, yeah, that's not going to be able to carry any food. Sorry about that, that's a little noisy. Yeah, for food, we're going to need a box car, not the side stakes. I wish there were a universal train car that would allow us to carry everything we need. That would be really helpful, but I don't see that as happening anytime soon. So for now, let's focus on taking people. So we're going to build ourselves a, let's see, is there anyone else along here? I'm going to go ahead and build it as a 2-line because we might run down to Frisco. I don't think we're going to use Newport News as the way to get to Salinas. I think that's going to go through Corpus Christi. So let's build our train kind of like this, so that we'll go north of that food processing, and then we'll loop around the city if we need to go down to Frisco. All right, so let's set up our first tram stop. We'll make it 30 electric, 1 platform in each direction, and do something like that. No, let's make this a little bit nicer looking first off. This is going to be a nicer building. There we go. There we go. Now, nice opportunities to get inside. All right. And we'll build our street line here. And I'm going to put the tram station somewhere in the middle there. Kind of interesting way of building that one, but okay. I'll live with it. And we're going to want a tram to go there. I'm not entirely sure I want to split the whole city like this. I've been watching Stealth 17 Gaming, and he has been doing a fun thing where he's been building a north-south and an east-west line. The only thing for me is I want to try to stay off this main street if I can. And what I might do is what I think I'm going to do, actually, let's just say it, is I will build this big loop. But what I'm going to do is here, instead of having just a random connection, I'm going to delete this and put in a crossover station right here. And then this way we can have perfect. We can have two different lines. Now let's go ahead and figure out where we're going to stop. I think we need to stop here. And a stop along here. And stop along here to capture those folks. We'll use this side street area that kind of looks a little abandoned, but it's for future growth. All right, so we're gonna have Newport News is gonna have a north line and a south line. So the north line, nope. Did I put in truck state? Yeah, I hate it when I do that, when I put in a truck station instead of my tram station. It makes the road look all funny too. So let's fix the road. All right, let's try that one more time. North line will go to here, here to here, and back again. And then we'll do here, here, and here, and this will be the south tram. And we'll go ahead and get the game going again, get some money coming in again. And sometimes your mouse can be a little too sensitive, and you click when you didn't really mean to. Take advantage of this weird bend in the road to stick our tram station there. Alright, so the electric tram is significantly and we have an alert because I probably didn't fully upgrade one of the streets. Yep, there we go. And nope, we still have tram issues. Cargo stop cannot be used by passenger vehicles. Okay, and that's because I put a cargo station down here as well. Man, some days you just click literally the wrong... Yep, you just click on the wrong one. that fixed both of those. Beautiful. And so they're not going to have a whole lot of demand right now because there's nowhere to go. And the reason there's nowhere to go is because this train doesn't go anywhere yet. So we'll have... We also built we built a cargo train station instead of a passenger train station. Some days are just not good for doing this. And that was very expensive for me to put the wrong type of train station in there. And again, I don't want the silly building. I want a nice building. And now I can't put a nice building in there. Have to settle. Can we at least put some stairs in? And now they're not linked anymore. Oh, brother. Well, I think I have a way of fixing that. And I do. It's silly, but it works. Alright, now that we've finally got a train station built, let's build some tracks. A military crossover. Just in case we ever decide we need to run a second line or something. Let's see, what's the best path from here to here? We're probably going to go in between these two here. Okay. And our passengers, well, I think Newport was going to be the further one most inward, so let's go ahead and take care of that. That looks beautiful. In fact, I can even save another few $1,000s on it. Perfect. Now we're going to create our inner split. Just in case we ever need to run two trains. And this will be Corpus Christi to Newport News. And do we have a train depot that will work? I don't think this one will. So let's go ahead and build a new train depot out here by Corpus Christi anyway, since it's going to become a major hub. Now, our Suburban can go up to 62. This can go up to 71, and it'd be mediocre, but let's go ahead and try that one first. Any passengers yet interested in coming on board this train? Not yet. It will take a little while, I know, to spin up a train line, and that's one of the reasons why it's so easy to go broke early in the game. Let's go ahead and pay this down by a couple $1 million. Save on the interest while I'm not actively constructing anything. So a lot of people want to go to Corpus Christi. They're just taking their cars right now. Interesting. We may do something about that where we don't let them. And boost our usage of the line instead. That would be very, very dystopian and very, very authoritarian. And I'm not sure I want to go down that road quite yet. Anyway, we'll go ahead and end it here for now. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And please leave your comments below. Like and subscribe to these videos. Try to respond to the comments. And I would really appreciate any tips or advice or anything you guys see that I'm missing. And otherwise, until next time, goodbye.